Well, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Looked a little banged up right there, but it's all part of it.
Yeah.
Made it gritty, grimy, ugly, really pushed the pace, pressed her against that cage, didn't really let her breathe, honestly. Was this the game plan to just come in like a whirlwind and just overwhelm her with that offense?
Definitely. That was 100% the game plan. I have to be a pressure fighter. If I stayed on, let her fight at range. She's longer than me, so that was just the wrong thing to do. So the whole thing was just to get in, beat her up, lots of takedowns. I tried to get the finish in the second, but just couldn't put her away. So, but yeah, I think I stuck to the game plan pretty well.
The game plan obviously just was practically perfect because you made her switch so much, try to adjust. But those leg kicks, I think your leg kicks tonight really set something up for her because not only she wasn't checking anything,
Yeah.
it just took away her base, and your hands were just really able to get going.
Yeah, definitely. I've been kind of working on that quite a bit. My training partner, Mila Hill, I need to thank her quite a bit because all the sparring rounds that we did, this camp was tough. This camp was really tough. So it feels good to get my hand raised and kind of get to breathe a little bit. So, yeah.
That second round, a few of us probably thought that finish was very close. Obviously, shout out to her. Luciano's tough as nails. But what's perplexing is that if that wasn't a 10-8,
Yeah, I know. It's funny because I was thinking about that in the back. I was like, there's no way that wasn't a 10-8 round. I think it was, I almost finished it. I had the rear naked choke, and I heard her gurgling. I heard it, and she just did not quit. So shout out, kudos to her. She's tough. She's really, really tough. But there's no way that it was a split 29-28. I think I definitely won the first and the second, and the second was a 10-8 for sure.
and you kind of beat me to the punch there. That rear naked choke looked like it was done.
Yeah.
I honestly thought she was out, which is the only reason she didn't tap.
Yep.
And the defense it wasn't like that. But so yeah, how close was it, or did you hear her?
I heard her gurgling. I thought I was gonna get a finish. But she, like I already said, she doesn't quit. She's really tough. Yeah, there's a couple other things I should have done as far as jiu-jitsu wise, but staying on top, I think I did a great job. And then I could have been busier. So that's about it.
Well, that's crazy to say. I don't know how you possibly could be busier.
Yeah.
Oh, talk to me the feelings, if you could, about take me back to that decision, because once they go to the split screen and you hear Luciano,
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. But, it was the same in Abu Dhabi. I think one judge had 30-27, her, and so I was like, I don't understand. But I've never felt, after a fight that in a decision that I've never been like, man, that was close. I don't know. I was so confident. I was like, I know I won. I know I won this fight. So that felt really good. Yeah. That felt good.
You obviously put the division on notice. If they didn't know who you were, they have to watch out for you now. Whether it be respect your tenacity, your cardio, that hard 15. We're all aware now. Yeah. So what's next? We're already a quarter into the year. What is the next? When do you get back? Who and what's the rest of 2025 landscape look like for you?
Man, I've been actually thinking about this quite a bit. This was my night to kind of. I've been the underdog in all 10 fights in the UFC, and this was kind of my fight to showcase, like, hey guys, I'm here. I came in 0-3, but I'm gonna give it hell, and I'm gonna follow the game plan to a T. But man, I don't care to get scrappy, and I don't care to make it a dogfight. If anything, my half Mexican bloodline is like, hell yeah, let's make it dirty, because I love making it dirty. So, that feels good. Whatever's next, my birthday is June 28th, and I know that's International Fight Week, so that would be pretty cool. I would like to stay pretty busy, 3 fights this year, but we'll see what Sayif says, and we'll see what Dana, Hunter, and Mick, and Sean want to put me, because I'm always ready to go. I'm always training. Me and Milo are always in the gym. So, yeah, whatever you guys want, I'm game. Always.
Awesome. Can't wait to see it. And that birthday week fight would be fantastic. I hope
That'd
you
be
get
pretty
it.
cool.
Well
Thank
done
you.
tonight.
I know us that watched it definitely saw and didn't think it was a split, but I know you wanted to come out here and, show your all and make an impression. Does that kind of take away from that effort that you feel, or do you think that the people that know saw what they needed to see?
You said it. I mean, yeah, the people that know. And I think Mick probably thinks that's a good fight, and in my mind, Dana, Mick, and Sean and Hunter, it's as long as I impress them, I don't care about anybody else. Other than my coaches, but yeah, it just feels really good.
And I know there's no real clear answer, but what can we do to fix it? I mean, what do you think judges need to do to maybe understand a little bit better? Or how do we fix this issue where a lot of times split decisions come out and what most people clearly would say that shouldn't be a split decision?
I wish that the judges had some fights themselves. I wish they were a little bit more knowledgeable. I wish they had a little bit more of a base in actual fighting, what it means to kind of take that walk. In more training, I don't know if there's biases. I don't know if there's anything like that going on, but, you never know. But, our job is to get a finish, and I didn't do that tonight, and that was a big goal for me. But, you can only do what the ref, whatever I'm trying to say. You got to get the finish. So at the end of the day, I didn't get that done, but I have to push as hard as I can to get that finish.
Do you think there needs to be like a clarification in how they weigh the points maybe a little bit better? Because a lot of times you always hear them talk about significant strikes or when you can see the damage, as opposed to, say, with you had heavy ground control,
right.
Lots of it.
Yep.
Where do they rank that as opposed to if you had broken her nose and we were seeing blood? Or,
exactly. I think different judges kind of weigh different things. Some are more grapple heavy, some are more significant strikes, but even some of the significant strike counts, you see them and you're like, how do you count those significant strikes? I know she had quite a bit in the third, but at the end of the day, I think Dana's on it. Dana sees it. I think he saw it last week, and he wasn't impressed with some of the judges. So I think he's doing his job, and he's probably already 10 steps ahead of us.
Yeah, and I know every fighter a lot of times is hard on themselves after a performance, but we'll give you a chance. What do you think really worked out there for you tonight?
My grappling, my wrestling. I've been working with Kyle Kretschmer. And just like sitting really, really heavy on my wrestling. So I think I showcased that tonight. I timed my takedowns pretty well. Not so much in the third, but yeah, in the second, that was big for me. I think the second probably won the fight for me. So that felt really good. But just heavy focus on my wrestling.
Especially when you got her in like the crucifix for a little bit. That was pretty nasty.
I get that position in the gym a lot, and that's really what I wanted. I wanted that, and I wanted the head and arm. But for whatever reason, I just couldn't get there.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I think if he would have did a little more damage, I think it probably would have ended right there. But it was pretty nasty.
I know. I got to get on Mark later on and be like, hey, come on, that was pretty close to a finish. Why didn't you stop that, bud? But no, it's okay.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you very much.
Just to follow up to what you were mentioning with Kenny, hopefully we are around long enough to where there's a new wave of guys and girls out there. Because Frank Trigg fought in the UFC. He's a ref.
Yeah, he actually refed my second pro fight in Hawaii. So I like Frank Trigg. He's good.
And to your point, if you have someone who is been there, done that.
Yep.
And now we have hope too, because the grappler Chris Lieben.
Yeah.
Chris Lieben is a judge. He fought in the cage in the UFC.
Yep.
So maybe we can encourage some more of these fighters that are no longer active to maybe kind of transition into judging.
I really hope so. I really hope that's what the future looks like, because that's what we need. I mean, I know everybody says it, but, our paychecks are on the line. If, God forbid anything like another judge would have gone in her favor for whatever reason, that's money out of my pocket, so that's just not fair. But, they need to do a better job.
Absolutely. I've talked to fighters who said, you go to the table negotiating fights and they look at your contract, they look at your record.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if the loss was a split or if it was a draw, all those things hurt you.
Yep.
Negotiation-wise. So I don't know if everybody's aware of that, but
yep.
Hopefully we could get some stuff going. And you're right, the right people who are in charge will definitely iron out those wrinkles. Again, congrats on that performance.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much.